Meanwhile... Oh, we have naval battles out here. Catching more and more convoys. France, are you not protecting convoys? Like, nope. Not at all. Not even trying. Not even assigned... Oh no, he's assigned the Baltic as a do not pass. Could be preventing this. Still got a lot of convoys, and in fact I somewhat suspect that France is probably just producing convoys. But interceptions here, loads of interceptions down here as we saw. So yeah, France's economy is getting throttled. They're also almost out of fuel. And that's a bigger problem. Like, there are ways that you could buy in fuel. And they're buying in 120, but I wonder how much of that 120... how much else they're buying. Yeah, this is a pretty nice encirclement they've almost pulled off. I mean, Germany seems to be really struggling to hold on to this. It's just a question of how long can France keep this up. Mexico's government syndicalist, but Mexico is also being blockaded by the Americans. Hence we saw naval battles in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they only need to worry if this guy falls, which right now he's defending appropriately. The bigger problem is Strasbourg, and it does look like they've brought in the Bulgarians, they've brought in the Austrians to try and help defend. These French tanks are just so strong. Are there limits on fort construction on the Franco-German border? Not sure. If someone wants to check the rules and tell me, then please do. I mean, the other thing that they could be doing, if there was a bit better coordination between powers, is Britain could be trying to defend the French shipping. But they're not. Britain's defending their own coasts, and that's it. Why have we got 8 convoy escort fleets? Oh, that's what these guys are. That's not quite how it works, but okay. And Britain has actually done naval... Oh no, that's to range. That's not what I thought it was. Never mind. Being silly. Yeah, so Britain has restricted access to these areas. So any trade will come around the north or will come around the south. It won't go through the mid-Atlantic in case of submarines, and this is where submarines can lurk. Cape Verde Plain is a dangerous location for them, and obviously so is Cape of Africa. Can you get down there? No. Do you have any airborne that could get down there? No. So what they would really need to do is start trade coming around here. Basically block this off and then the trade will go around the other way. And Reichspakt don't have any ports down here. Argentina might flip to them eventually, but Argentina's still fighting. And Germany doesn't have fleet basing rights here. I don't know that submarines would necessarily reach. Meanwhile, bit of a disaster for Spain. These French units are flooding through Morocco, taking loads of territory. France has sorted their fuel. Potentially. Alright, we'll have a look. They're not. Russia. 1 out of 21. That's all the trade that's being caught off of South Africa. And then fuel. Look at how inefficient this is. All of these factories wasted. Persia. 103 oil being requested from Persia. 5 is getting through. If someone wants to do the math and tell me exactly how many factories they're wasting on that trade, please do tell me. Because, yikes. But yeah, the naval blockades are doing their thing. They need 255 chromium. I mean, I'm not surprised. They're going to be building a lot of tanks. I mean, they've got a relatively stable trade with Russia. I'm trying to think how they have a stable trade with Russia. Oh, yeah, of course, through here. But, oh no, it was Union of Britain that was trying to sink ships up here.
Sorry, there's a severe rule break that we're dealing with right now.
Okay. So, severe rule break. Somebody has been very naughty. Which is why we're paused. As the admins try and work out what's going on and how to resolve the situation. Was it me showing you trade? No. Trade is one of the things I am allowed to do. I was just thinking I probably shouldn't. But then trade is also something you can get a pretty good insinuation about. Someone turned on their aimbot. Oh. I have a message. Let me just double check what this is. Okay, so confirmation about what happened in Belgium. There was a massive attack through Belgium, so it was basically a reverse Ardennes, but they were stopped at the city line, which is Charleroi, Brussels, Antwerp. So the line that we're seeing here is a result of the first initial big push by the French heavy tanks. Bet France is going to run out of tanks in the long run. Possibly. Like, one of the things I definitely can't look at is logistics. Not for the players. Logistics and production. Oh, hey, Anthrath. Yeah, so this is a fantastic example of the power of navies. And why you should never, ever, 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 ever underestimate it is the fact that they are so resource starved right now is because they are being starved at sea. The War of the Atlantic, which their ships are just in port doing nothing. Like, what you could do in this situation is just split off all of your destroyers and form an escort fleet with this. Put them on low engagement risk and they'll screen you against submarines because you know that your opponent's using mostly submarines. You get the pop-ups. You can see what they're using. That's not hidden. And then once you're screening the ships, if you have a decent screening or escort efficiency, then it becomes a lot harder to sink you. Part of the problem is, yeah, they're fighting the Caribbean. They can't really reach that far, which is a problem. But then you block out the Caribbean. I mean, buying from Mexico full stop is going to be risky because you're so close to the United States. The US has got a big navy. But if you had your own long-range trade ships, if you had some allies up here which give you some power projection like Middle Africa is for Germany down here, then you could position your ships there. And this also explains why, like, controlling naval ports is so important, and why Germany having bases all over the world where they can position ships makes the Reichspakt fleet so darned powerful, because they can reach basically the entire world. Same as the UK in vanilla. I mean, France probably doesn't have the fuel to support them. Britain doesn't either. I mean, that's always the problem with the Internationale. You need a source of oil. That's one of the reasons the Internationale really kind of needs to fight for, excuse me, South America. Oh, in fact, you know what? Mexico is socialist leaning. You could probably request fleet basing rights, and they would accept it, in Mexico. And then once you have docking rights in Mexico, you can station your destroyers out here, and there's your escort efficiency. Where there's a will, there's a way. Cuba might be another. Not in this game. And who's this? Venezuela, Socialist Republic of Venezuela. Who is actually in the Third Internationale. They can do it. They absolutely can do it. They can position destroyers out here if they were so inclined. And how far can they reach just natively? Not very. You'd probably need light cruisers to properly power project. You could use destroyers for the nearby stuff, and then cruisers for the further out. And in fact, we can already see that they can actually reach the Caribbean. So they could 100% put ships out here. You'd run the risk of being intercepted by the American surface fleet, at which point you send your own surface fleet. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm alright. How's Japan doing?
God, I hate it.
Really?
Yeah. I hate Japan out of all majors.
They're probably one of my less favourite as well. Like, people think, oh, you like navies, Mordred, you must like Japan. They're a bit too land-focused for me.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just I have to focus down 3 different paths at the same time, and I don't have the resources to do it. Like, at least with Union and Britain, I at least have steel.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even have that. I don't even have that here. And so I'm very resource poor. And so that's a big problem, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just have to buy it in. I mean, that's part of the reason why Japan historically went after Manchuria, was because of the steel supplies. And again, that's why they went after Indonesia, because of the rubber and the fuel.
Yeah. And like, I understand all that. I totally get it. Doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah, fair.
And so we were really hoping we were going to either like anything but CoPro.
Well, I don't think you guys have done very badly. I mean, China had a couple of upsets in forming everything, but that's basically complete. Siam and Russia are looking pretty good.
Yeah, we're not bad. Like, we have the possibility of winning. I'm just not enjoying it. That's my complaint. I'm just bitching because I'm not enjoying this.
Fair. I mean, you guys haven't really started the Second World War yet, so there hasn't been a huge amount for you to do. Whereas Reichspakt and Third International obviously are going at it right now.
Yeah, and because of how Russia is going down, we're probably not going to be able to go in until 41 anyways.
If you're allowed to wait that long. Everyone knows the CoPro is the snowballing faction.
What, someone's going to go and attack us?
And they might.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going against anyone, it'd be Germany, East Asia.
Yeah,
And fully control the rubber.
I can see that. Or India,
And,
just like in the game last week. CoPro went after India.
Well, India helped with the killing of India.
Yeah, India did help with the killing of India. That's not wrong.
I don't think we'll get any such help this time around.
And unfortunately for you, this time Canada has actually been building factories. I've checked.
Oh, really? They actually built factories this time?
Yes.
Japan, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just got assassinated.
By whom?
I just did. Now I can go down.
Oh, still go down that one.
Yeah, we're on pause, so you guys better go back to your channel.
Yeah, I just don't know how to play Japan too. In Kaiserreich. So, yep. See you.
Good luck. Okay, so it's just us again. That was Japan and Fentien talking there for a moment. But we are indeed unpaused and things are happening. Territories are being taken. Leaders are being assassinated. But I'm interested in these heavy tank attacks. Do we know what the rule break was? I don't think so. Hang on, let me see. Rule break was Third International. Their penalty was they lost 2 40-width tank divisions with all equipment removed.
Nationals called their timeouts. 2 minutes countdown is starting now.
Okay, do we know what the rule break was and are we allowed to say?
Basically, it's this complicated thing where France is not allowed to edit a certain template because it can potentially spawn them free tanks. So we don't think that they actually use this to gain 40 with tank divisions for free, which they can do, but they still broke the rule by editing that template, so we have to penalize them. So
Okay.
they've lost 240 with tank divisions deleted and all their equipment removed. Because we can't verify for certain, even though we strongly suspect that they did not get 3 heavy tanks.
I mean, you still got to enforce rules. That's what they're there for. Okay, fair enough. So there you go. That was the rule break. Potential cheating, not confirmed, but still got to enforce that. And yeah, that is a lot of heavy tanks, especially with the state that their economy is in right now. I don't know that they can necessarily afford that many losses. And that's definitely going to be a sigh of relief for Germany, that they have 2 less heavy tank divisions coming at them. Sorry, I'm just double checking everything. Anyway, we've had a 2-minute break, so I'm going to run a quick advert. I'm going to use that 2 minutes myself, and we shall resume in the 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, everyone. 2-minute break. Okay, I am back again, and we are unpaused. I think we probably missed like a second. So, sorry about that. Russian state declared war on Egypt, US declared war on Peru. So, no real... Russia declared war on oh, because of Persia. Everyone's at war with Persia, crikey. So we got the full Reichspakt and also the full co-prosperity sphere fighting against them right now. Crazy. The one true Devo, Swede from South Sweden, and Augustus, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. There was a way of seeing exactly how many convoys were sunk, but I don't remember how to do it. Aha! This is how. So even though it's displaying as 1 convoy lost, actually 4 of them was... No, no, damaged. Killing blow. So 2 were sunk. I really wish they would fix that bug. It's been around a while now. So do we want to see if France has lost its momentum? Yes! And they've been surrounded. That is 5 heavy tank divisions surrounded right now. Austrian heavy tanks came in with the killing blow and managed to ensure this encirclement. It looks like the attacks... This group is probably going to die. This one is holding out. They do have some French infantry support, which is giving them a bit more of a stiff backbone. They have got 4 heavy tanks here trying to punch their way through to go and save these guys. But, oh man, that's really bad. France's offensive was looking really, really strong until this point. I guess part of what Germany and co were hoping was that France would overextend, and that's exactly what they did. France got a bit greedy, trying to get an encirclement around Mulhausen and were themselves encircled, which is always going to be the problem when you're trying to form a salient like that. And the German forces are attacking really quite heavily at the moment. Completely unsurprisingly, because that is going to be an absolutely enormous blow. That's going to be an awful lot of equipment, a lot of experience. Ooh, boy. That's going to be difficult to recover from, because it's very much in the Third International's interest to win this war as quickly as possible. If this war goes on and on and on, then Reichspakt gets stronger. I mean, right now, what they're going to be hoping for is for CoPro to get involved against Reichspakt. CoPro just declared war against the Kaiserreich Pact, so I don't think they're going to be involved anytime soon. We've got the Entente mopping up the CNT FAI forces here in North Africa. CNT FAI defending their coasts really quite aggressively, unsurprisingly. But that's 2 defeats in a row. Hello. Was someone in my voice chat that entire time? I just didn't notice. Because I heard that bidoop. Because I didn't check Discord after I got back. There might well have been somebody in there that whole time. Anyway, those tanks are dead. Gone. Destroyed, defeated, and then there were just 4, 2 of them obviously having been fairly recently deployed. So I think that France is still trying to build them, but their chromium imports, they're on a minus 145. The blockade is just getting heavier and heavier. France is also over importing oil at the moment for some reason. It's like several hundred heavy tanks just cried out in pain and then were silenced. Man, that's a blow. So what's Germany got cooking after this? Right now it looks like Germany's gone like purely defensive. We've seen a couple of Austrian heavies, and we do know from experience that Austria can actually field some pretty decent units. Sorry, I'm getting messaged again. French Republic declared war on Tripolitania, so France is trying to secure more of Africa, and definitely Africa is going to become a potential battleground between the Entente and the Reichspakt. We do still have offensives going on, so France isn't giving up. They're using their rather reduced heavy tank divisions. They are sending in infantry to attack into this grouping here, unsuccessfully. And then they also have their heavy tanks trying to punch out from these positions. They are going really hard for Luxembourg at the moment. Moving in from 2 different positions to give themselves a bonus. That's a 50%. So Germany is slowly but surely being beaten back here. Meanwhile, the Air Force, the Third International's Air Force is doing some serious work. Like, the damage being done to the strength and organization means that these units are going to retreat faster and faster. And we saw yesterday in the Polish-Lithuanian game that air power matters. And this is now red air for the Reichspakt, which is a very, very bad thing. fact, where the hell is their air power? Sweden? Where are your planes? I guess they were being shuffled around because they just came back. And there we go, green air for the Reichspakt now. And then yellow. Once again, the massive air battles raging onwards. Doing mostly interception at the moment to try and catch the bombers. Air superiority being switched off. I don't know what Sweden's doing. Trying to conserve fuel, maybe? Rejigging their air force? Upgrading? I don't know. Because they're not doing air superiority anymore. I don't know how effective interception is at shooting down planes. 18 for 18, 23 for 25, 21 for 17. (21-16). They're losing a lot more planes than the Third International are. Maybe that's why they were landing the planes, so that if there wasn't an offensive going on, they were landing the planes until an offensive started, then they would take off again to try and provide some more air cover. Because right now they are losing in the skies. Absolutely they are. Anyway, the message that I was just sent is because every faction has written a overview for themselves as part of the Kaiserreich Weekly 2020 Tournament Popularity Contest. So we are going to... I'm going to read these out. Then I'm going to do a poll here on Twitch. And we're going to say which of these four factions we like the sound of the most. So we've got the Entente, which are Team Tomb Boys. Hailing from the Kaiserreich Weekly Discord and led by the well-known Black of Necron, this elite team, comprised of Kaiserreich veterans, have come to seize the championship title and show dominance. Or, as they say in their own words, out of the tomb, Necron team will crawl. So many enemy teams shall fall. When the team is on the hunt, you best bet that you are not the runt. When the undead team comes crawling, the enemy teams will be lulling. Scuttle around, puny mortals, for the Tomb Boys are here to add you to their grave collection. So that is the Entente, the Team Tomb Boys.